EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington for the U.S. Open Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about this unusual layout?
It's actually the first golf course that Robert Trent Jones II has actually designed in Washington. And it just fits in beautifully with the environment. The Puget Sound really sets off the whole golf course. So it looks like a links golf course, but it can play in so many different ways. You can play it through the air, you can play it along the ground. And of course, already it's hosted US Amateur and US Open.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green, that sort of turns this green into one simple green and all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Getting set now over the putt. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Frank, as a player, do you like the drivable par 4? And we've seen these setups now at just about every single U.S. Open.
When you're playing well, there's no question, then they favor the guy playing well. But if you're struggling, no one likes their hand forced. The 12th forces your hand. It's tough to play up on this hole.
And that ball is absolutely scorched. Just hit a seed out there. Wow, Frank, that was an absolute bomb right there.
Yeah, what's longer than long? Because we just saw it.
Down, little Sheba, down!
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. And he's made the green. Just a little tap in here. Okay, has it and stays at 1 over par. With just 6 holes left to play here at the U.S. Open, we arrive at the 13th. It's a dogleg par 4 to the right.
And in a U.S. Open, obviously 534 yards means if you make a mistake off the tee, the chances of making 4 here are minimal. So fairway first, it is one of the wider fairways on the golf course. You're still going to have a lengthy second shot, and you must avoid the bunker that guards the front of the screen.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Just a couple of feet. Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, a fifth consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you're going to certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole too that bend right to left. And 546 yards becomes much shorter than what you would think.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, if you win a U.S. Open, it says plainly you were one of the tough guys, that you had, as they say, the intestinal fortitude to handle the most difficult golf courses under the most extreme pressure.
Yeah, and I think that really does define certainly a multiple U.S. Open champion, because you can do anything once, but I think the Hale Irwins of the world, all his majors were U.S. Opens. Even Lee Jansen, who won 2 U.S. Opens, they're gritty. Trevino's the same. I remember in the playoff with Jack Nicklaus at Merriam when he threw the rubber snake down there, and you thought, well, why would you dare do that to one of the great players of all time? And anything to get a slight edge, because you knew the golf course itself was going to beat you up. It was going to take every ounce of your golfing acumen to get around there. So you needed any edge you could against the great players that you're playing against.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship.
He's going for a little extra.
Are you kidding me? Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing.
Boy, squeeze that one, Frank.
That is the champion of the mashes. He mashed up. I don't know if that button can be used again after that.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
Yeah, and things are starting to tighten up right now. Going to see where the next move comes from. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, Frank, he'll drop at least one shot here. That was not his best effort.
No, poor is the easiest way to put that. He knows it.
And that's a bogey. Now on to the first par 3 of the U.S. Open here at Chambers Bay.
It's all in front of you. Beautiful view there in the distance. You can see the water. Once again, it does slope a little right to left. Don't have to go straight at the flag here. This one's a little bit of a sleeper.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt. And with that par, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
Nice handful on the top of the leaderboard.
Frank, the 4th hole here at Chambers Bay is the kind of par 4 that says, emphatically, U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's not a rarity these days to have par 4s that are around 500 yards. This is just slightly shy of that. Once again, it's a stiff tee shot. Avoid trouble left and right. A little bit of a bend to the right on this hole, but don't be fooled by that. If anything, the drive has to be hit down the left side.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
I like the looks of this one. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
So a tester from 4 feet. With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead. There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of the golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Beautiful-looking shot right here. Excellent opening tee shot right in the fairway. Now the approach here at hole number 1. And Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, semi-blind, but it's fine. You know, just a little peek and you can see what's in front of you. Really no bunkers down the left side. If you do miss down there, a little chip back up the hill, but it's a big enough green.
And it is in.
Amazing. Amazing.
Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open. Frank, it's a relatively short par 4.
It doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards. Avoid that big bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday. Trying for another one today. birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Now set to play the first par 3 of this U.S. Open, Frank, the third hole here at Chambers Bay.
A little bit like the second hole where the contours slope from right to left. So if that breeze is coming from that direction, that's going to swing the ball all the way across the green. And this green is anything other than symmetrical.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Oh, what a putt from long distance, bottom of the barrel. Frank, so often a U.S. Open is defined by difficult par 4s. How does the fourth here at Chambers Bay stack up?
Well, Richard, adds to your list here. 495 yards, that says one thing, but the fact that it's anything other than straight, bunkers left and down the right side, plus the hole bends to the right, so this is a very strategic hole. If anything, something slightly left of center, but you're still going to have a lengthy second shot.
That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Just blasted that tee ball, Frank. Now the approach shot here at the fifth hole at Chambers Bay, and how difficult is this?
Well, it looks straightforward, but the second shot, once again, just semi-blind. You've got to be very aware of that little central bunker that's just short of the green, because you're either going to have to go over it or around it.
Terrific golf shot, and now that for an easy birdie. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
His momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this. Given the situation, Rich, things so tight at the top. Very, very good birdie.
That was huge right there. Still with a great chance to come away with this title. And that ball is absolutely scorched. Just hit a seed out there. Frankie, he put the thumb down on that one.
It's still going. Look, you've got to get that thumb going as quick as you can. That is high warp speed.
Oh, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Superb shot.
Yeah, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Getting set now over the putt. Excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament. And that wraps up the third round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship.
Ball just took off the face.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Just a beautiful approach shot. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. He got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
It looks straightforward. You see a big dune in the middle of the fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. See if our featured player can do something right today.
Yeah, when you're swinging well, obviously target looks as big as a barn, but on days like today, everything looks difficult.
Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
And getting ready for the putt. Good putt. Frank, when you think of U.S. Opens, you so often think of a tough grind. But in recent years, they've added some spice with the reachable par fours, and we have one right here at the 12th.
And this is the reason why we're starting to see a different type of U.S. Open champion over the years. The Rory McIlroys, the Tiger Woods, even Mark McIlroy. Guys that are strong enough, powerful enough to take advantage of these type of holes.
Drivable par four, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Looks like he just misread that. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Did the job right there. Coming down the stretch here at the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay, just 6 holes to play, and Frank, this par 4 13 will really test the players.
It is. If someone makes 3 here down the stretch, it will be monumental. A 4 here, no one would leave this hole unhappy.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's hit the green, but his work is by no means finished. A difficult putt coming up from about 25 feet. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And he's putting for par now. continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Frank, now to the 14th hole, and this is the 5th consecutive par 4 here at Chambers Bay, and by this point the players will know whether they're on their game or off their game.
At 546 yards, this hole can be shortened considerably if you choose to take a brave line down the left side. You can chew off as much as 70 or 80 yards. But once again here, because the hole bends to the left, you've really got to know which direction that wind is coming from.
This, the second shot here at the par 4.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Count that for a birdie. All right, on to the 15th. Hey, Frank, what is that thing over there? I haven't seen one in a while.
It's a tree. That's right.
A tree.
Trees do exist at Chambers Bay. So do short par 3s. Well, in a US Open, they'll have it around 250 yards, but this is a fun hole. This is it's sort of in a weird way, it's a risk-reward par 3. A good tee shot here. You can easily walk off with 2. Get a little casual off there, then there is a huge bunker that just wraps around the right side of the screen.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Continuing to putt with confidence. Getting set to take on the finishing holes here at Chambers Bay. How do you do it in the right way, Frank?
Well, when you look down this fairway, obviously everything slopes left to right. That makes this hole... Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Just pulverize that golf ball. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
That's in the fairway. Frank, now a pretty short shot here into the 16th.
Yeah, green, anything other than flat. Very narrow, skinny green. It also slopes left to right. You can use that to your advantage.
Continuing his fine play. Another beautiful approach shot. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. That's how you keep a round going. Make them from that distance. Pressure's beginning to rise here. 17th hole of the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay. And this one, Frank, the par 3 will require a really good shot.
It's amazing how many U.S. Opens have great 17th hole. I think of Winged Foot, par 3, 17th, even Marion, par 3. This one will certainly fit in the same vein. It's named Derailed, and it will derail many a player trying to win a U.S. Open.
That was a solid strike and a good result. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Now to the 18th hole, Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
That was not a very good read right there. To win the U.S. Open. Workmanlike hole, he walks away with a par. And that wraps up the final round. Just a great performance by our champion today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. I think this one will have to go down in the books as an absolute classic. Fantastic play, not only in the course today, but all week long.